everybody, it's your hospitality friend Len here, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about how you can leverage technology in order to help you save money and actually maybe even put some of those profits back in your pocket. But I can't do it alone. That'd be silly. So I got two amazing people with us today. I got the incredible Charles Oswald, CEO of Aperture Hotels, our friend Ryan Zaucha, Director of Strategic Partnerships at Reeco, where I happen to be an advisory board member. Gentlemen, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Charles, we're looking at a time where we're trying to figure out how to control costs. How are you thinking about like AI to help you here save what you're spending every single day at your portfolio hotels?
Well, yeah, it's a great question. One of the challenges I think that we face today, in particular, is the tariffs has really changed the landscape when you're talking about purchasing, and whether it's where you source it from and how that can affect the costs, or the speed to market and getting into your hotel and your business. There's a real issue there, and so I suspect that AI probably has some solutions that we need to tap into to help us solve that problem and create like an optimal basket when we're purchasing. And that's something that we're actually looking for right now is some better solutions to help us get there.
That's interesting. Ryan, speaking of baskets, maybe shopping baskets, you guys are living and breathing this every single day. In fact, it's really surprising me about how far ahead of this AI curve you guys are. How are you thinking about helping hoteliers utilize your systems in order to save money?
Yeah, it's an exciting time, Glenn. And just having come over from the other side of GPO organizations and distribution, it's nice to approach this with a fresh set of eyes. And what has become really important is an agnostic technology platform, right? Because every management company is different and different in their needs, their regionality, their portfolio, and really being to understand what they need. They're going to select partners, their GPOs, their broadliners, and really technology can help break down those legacy silos and connect them from one. Charles, you're right. The future is live data. No longer those hindsight reports that we get quarterly. We need to understand them live, and as that purchase is being made. And that's
Right. So Charles, you're not like looking back and going, oh, well, 3 months ago we did this, so we should do this now because there are so many variables. Plus, let me kick in. I'm standing here, not in front of one of your Hotel Indigo properties, but you have hotels with numerous hotel company brands as well.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and so with lots of brands, one of the things that we had nailed down really clearly, of course, is what is the product spec. So whether we're talking about amenities or we're talking about food and beverage items, you have this clearly identified spec that's so important. Now, where you get that thing, that burger, that cranberry juice, or whatever it is, probably doesn't matter too much, as long as it meets that spec. It's the thing that we were looking for, and I guess what would be helpful in where we hope the market's going is that these systems will help us kind of cut through the noise and find the best priced spec that's available when you need it, to fill your needs, and kind of sort of an easy button, if you will. Make your shopping list, hit the button, and it all shows up at your backyard door when you need it. That it all sort of fits into your accounting system and payment processes and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's really what I think our industry needs, and what I understand some companies are on the precipice or be creating, and what'll be really important to help us be successful. And on the back side of that, I guess the look back should be, what did we do? Was it optimal? And how can we measure that success? And hey, if we had made our purchase, that shopping basket optimally, how much money could we have saved versus what we actually did, and sort of scorecard that and benchmark ourselves against something.
Right. That's Ryan. That's kind of why I love what you folks are doing, because you're giving everybody a 360-degree view that allows them at the hotel level, if they want, make the best possible decisions for their property. So really, it's about figuring out the best place in order to reduce food costs. How does that work with you guys, and how do you keep it, as he says, the easy button?
Right. So, this is an exciting time where technology is evolving so quick, but more importantly, the industry is shifting from a siloed focus to really curating what your management group needs, because everybody's needing that separate thing. My mind goes to a conversation with one of your peers. We were on a conversation with last week, Charles, and the interesting feedback we had is, well, we understand our GPO compliance, we understand what our broadliner wants us to do for drop sizes, but we have so many other direct agreements and partnerships. And what we really need to do is tie everything together, our curated program, and you tell me how our end users are purchasing on our platform. So ultimately, my mind goes to when the end user is shopping, we want to be able to show the Aperture scorecard. And oh, by the way, the scorecard can be have limits to it so that the end user may not be able to purchase if they haven't reached a certain level. Or maybe it's open and it's just data gathering, but if it's below a certain threshold, it's going to alert their GM or the regional manager. So what we're trying to do is just open up the visibility and keep that data at your finger.
Yeah, and I think what you just brought up is yeah, part of this challenge where technology could help us move forward is there's some math involved there, right? So if your GPO says that hit this purchasing threshold based off this drop size and this number of drops per week, you're going to be in this discount basket, and that's the way that works. And then we go out there, we hit the easy button, and it gives us the optimal pricing, and it takes some of that spend outside of there. But then on the backside, we end up getting a lower discount because we now didn't meet those drop size thresholds, and you know what I'm talking about. Then we created a new problem, right? So it's a little bit of a circular formula, and I think that's the sort of math and the technology where technology can help us, so that general managers aren't desk jockeys. They can get out there and meet with their teams and with their guests, and not sit there trying to do the math and figure out, am I going to lose a 1% discount because I made the wrong purchases from the wrong place.
No, I couldn't agree more. And really, that's our focal point over here is, yes, we're going to be able to provide the 10,000 purview for your regional managers, for your GMs, but we're also trying to affect the way that the end user is purchasing to stay on your program. Further than that is it's beyond purchasing, right? It's also because we're through an agnostic tech connecting all the silos,
Hmm.
we want to make sure that these purchases are pre-coded. Maybe they're pre-allocated. It's a case of water. 12 bottles were purchased for the front desk, but 12's going back to housekeeping. So through our technology, we're able to pre-code and enters the system in the correct manner. It flows through, then your invoice comes in already pre-coded, already allocated. And a great quote we just got from one of our partners is, our technology saves the GM 8 to 10 hours a week. Well, I can't imagine what happens to guest satisfaction, and the GM gets a full day back to focus on their guests.
Yeah, and that's really important because that's what's most important. You hoteliers out there are probably trying to achieve more with less, and you need to be in front of your people. We all know how amazing every hotel we step into is, and the big defining factor is the people power. And by saving time, you're out there more in front of people. Charles, how are you seeing these things at the real world property level?
Well, yeah. So practical applications, what you described, the bottled water. I mean, goodness, it's used in the pantry, right? The market. It's used for back of the house purposes. It's used in banquets. It's used in the restaurant, etc. And guess what? All of those are different departments. It could be different coding on your and that practical application is really important to help keep our general managers focus on more strategic things than sitting there at the desk and having to code the invoices. We'd rather they see it already done and like approve it and make sure that it was right, and move on. But I think that efficiency is great.
Yeah, I want to head towards wrapping up with a great encouragement for everybody to rethink that conventional thinking. And just because you've done something one way or purchased something one specific way doesn't mean it needs to be that way in the future. Charles, I got cranberries on my mind, and you got a related story.
Yeah. Yeah, like, so in one example, we went back and we had come up with a solution for optimal purchasing, and I wanted an optimal spend report, and I wanted to know if we had done exactly as systems had guided us and the information we had received, how would we have performed versus how we actually did. And so, we went back and I remember one property in particular stands out to me.
Yeah.
A couple hundred keys, high volume, comp breakfast. They had a bunch of cranberry juice. And it turns out that if for the last year, if we had just followed the guidance, not done the same thing we always did, but we had gone with the optimal purchase, you would save $5,000. Like, that's a lot of money for a really simple product that's used in a high volume at a location like this. And we could have put that money towards some other purpose. So while we're sitting here trying to figure out how to skimp and save on labor and every last dollar there, and we were overspending on cranberry, doggone it. How frustrating was that?
Well, the good news is, Charles, you found it and that problem didn't continue. And that's what technology is going to allow smart hoteliers out there to do. Find all those little secret treasures out there that you didn't even know were buried in the numbers. They'll rise to the surface. And not only will you have more time to spend, but it looks like, Ryan, you're going to get more money in your pocket too. Right? Yeah. So, Ryan, any final thoughts?
I think my final thought goes to a quote that Charles and I mutual friend Bill told me, or Paul rather, told me going into this conversation. And it's just that technology shouldn't be just something else that we do.
Right.
It should be there to help change the way that we behave and help us. And I think hopefully I got that quote right, Charles. But I'll hand it back to you for final thought.
Not another thing to do, but a better way of doing things, right? I mean, whether we're talking about technology or people or you and I or our business models, all of this, I think, should be here to, it's all about solving problems and adding value. And this is a great example, I guess, of where technology accomplishes this.
Charles, yeah, guys, I'll tell you, one of the things that I find amazing, and I've said this plenty on stage, probably on the mic, is that whenever we think the hotel industry is maxed out, like we can't make any more profits, we're going to get squeezed, technology seems to blow open the doors for reinvention of all of our systems that yield a complete change in the way we're doing things. That's one of the things that Reeco out there is doing. Ryan, how can we learn more about Reeco and where can we find you?
Yeah, please head over to our website at Reeco.com and reach out to myself and any of my great team members. We really look forward to speaking with you and understanding your individual needs.
Great. And Charles, how's life over at Aperture going? And how can we learn more about you guys?
Oh, fantastic. www.aperturehotels.com. And life is good, growing steady, and great things to come.
Well, you're doing a great job. I see you go in there and you solve a lot of problems immediately. And we need more of that. And I know you guys need to get your problem solved. So please check out Reeco. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. All of that kind of good stuff. We'll see you right next time on No Vacancy.